Hello all and welcome back to Time to Dice Character Creation, where we make your favorite fictional characters in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. This week we're diving deeper into the spooky season with none other than William Afton from the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Now normally this is where I give you a rundown of the character's backstory and abilities, but if you're familiar with FNAF, you already know. The lore is, well, let's just say it's about as clear as a security camera on the fritz. So, we're basing our version of Afton on popular FNAF theories from YouTubers like Righthost and ID's Fantasies. So, beware of spoilers, and without further ado, let's get started. So, what do we need to build Scrap Trap? First, we need to be an expert craftsman, someone capable of building animatronic bears to replace the real bears. Yep, that's right. Bears are extinct in the FNAF universe. Go ahead, look it up. I'll wait. Next, we need to be master in the ancient art of hide and seek, able to hide from parents trying to find us, and to be able to find children at their absolute loneliest, so that we can give them a pizza on the house. And finally, we have to be a true Good Samaritan. After all, what's kinder than helping someone into one of those spring lot suits we designed, right? And don't worry about reading them the safety manual, that stuff's for nerds. Wow, I don't know what this character is doing in a spooky month video. He sounds like an upstanding member of society. I'm sure that'll last through the entire video. For our ancestry, Afton is a human, presumably. We never get a clear look at him in the games, but we don't have any solid reason to think he didn't start out as one. As a human, we get 8 hit points and a boost to both Constitution and Intelligence. For our heritage, we're going to go with the Bori heritage from Starfinder playtest. Bori are essentially people who've died, but whose souls decided to stick around for reasons. This heritage gives us the undead trait, but unlike most undead, we are still healed by the vitality effects rather than void energy. Plus, we get low light vision for seeing in the pizzeria even after the power goes out. For our background, Clockwork Researcher seems like the perfect fit for a man who spent his entire life building animatronics. Probably a little too much time if we're being honest. This background gives us training in society and engineering lore, as well as the eye for numbers skill feat. That means we're great at approximating numbers and get a +2 circumstance bonus to decipher documents that are purely numerical or mathematical, which is going to come in real handy when we're figuring out how all those health and safety lawsuits are going to affect our bottom line. For our class, we've got another easy choice, Inventor. This gives us 8 hit points per level, plus expert proficiency in both fortitude and will saves, because let's face it, Afton's mind and body have been pushed way past the breaking point of any normal human. Yet he somehow always comes back. We also get training in perception and reflex saves, 3 skills of our choice based off of our intelligence, plus crafting, naturally, and we're trained in all simple and martial weapons. On top of that, we can wear medium armor without any problems, because when you're stuffing yourself into animatronic suits on the regular, armor is basically just a light jacket. For our attributes, we're starting with strength at +1. Before Afton made the leap to animatronics, he had to lug around those heavy costumes all day, so it checks out. Dexterity is sitting at a +0, because let's be honest, neither the animatronics nor the suit-wearing employees are doing cartwheels anytime soon. Next, we've got Constitution at a +3. Always coming back from the dead? Yeah, that's Afton's specialty, and that demands a high Constitution score. Intelligence is at a +4. Whether it's creating Circus Baby or uncovering the hidden properties of Remnant, Afton is easily one of the smartest characters in the franchise. Wisdom is at a +0. Intelligence is knowing how to create a springlot suit. Wisdom is knowing not to climb into it while running from ghosts. And finally, Charisma is at a +1. Whether you find the animatronics creepy or endearing, they certainly have a strong presence. When it comes to skills, Afton has quite the impressive repertoire. All inventors get legendary proficiency in crafting, which makes perfect sense. But we also get legendary ranks in performance, intimidation, and stealth. I'm not sure why a kindly pizzeria manager needs to be so good at hiding and scaring, but hey, maybe those skills are just for the Halloween events. I can see it now. Come for the pizza, stay for the jump scares. We also get master proficiency in deception. I'm sure that's just for a few little magic tricks to distract the crowd, right? Now you see the pizza, now you don't. Expert in occultism may sound ominous, but let's face it, plenty of people enjoy a good ghost story. What's suspicious about that? To navigate the world of robotics, we pick up expert in computer skills from the Starfinder playtest, and we also gain training in athletics, engineering lore, nature, piloting, survival, and thievery. Some of these make total sense, like piloting. Who doesn't need to know how to drive in a racing game? But the others seem more like filler for our skill increases from having a high intelligence score. And let's not dig too deeply into why Afton needs training in thievery. At level 1, we're going to pick up an innovation. We're going to go with construct innovation. Whether you want this to be Circus Baby, Bonnie, or even Freddy Fazbear himself, this innovation has you covered. We also get to choose a modification for our construct, and we're picking the increased size modification, boosting our construct size to large. Of course, later on we'll swap it out for Wanderer's Gears when the animatronics start acting a little too smart. All inventors also get Peerless Inventor feat, which lets us grab an inventor skill feat for free. We also get Overdrive, which allows us to make a crafting check to give our construct a damage boost. Purely a side effect of converting Afton to a high fantasy franchise, right? I mean, Afton would never use his creations to cause harm, right? And last but not least, we get the Explode feature. This lets us send our construct out in a literal blaze of glory. Maybe this is why Fazbear locations seem to have a bad habit of going up in flames. We also pick up an Ancestry feat and a Class feat at this level. The Headstrong Ancestry feat reflects a character who became a Bori through sheer stubbornness and willpower. It also gives us a +1 circumstance bonus to resist fear, confusion, or mind control effects. For our Class feat, we grab Tamper, letting us sabotage an enemy's armor or weapon, inflicting penalties on their weapons and leaving the wearer of any tampered armor off guard. Just, don't tamper with animatronics. That's a surefire way to lose your job. And probably a few limbs. At level 2, we pick up the Reverse Engineer Class feat, which allows us to take apart objects so we can learn how to build them later. Kind of like how Afton dismantled the OG animatronics to build the toy versions. Because what's better than recycling, right? Reduce, reuse, reanimate? We also grab the Digital Diversion Skill feat, which lets us set up audio lures around the pizzeria. Don't worry, these are just to keep the guests from crowding around the main attractions. Nothing sinister at all about using sound to lead people exactly where you want them. Nope, not at all. At level 3, we grab the Die Hard General feat, which lets us hang on till dying 5 rather than dying 4. Because Afton is nothing if not incredibly hard to kill. On top of that, all inventors get the Reconfigure feature, making it easier for us to retrain when we need to tweak our inventions. Plus, we get Expert Overdrive, which boosts our crafting proficiency to Expert and gives us a small damage boost when we push our construct to its limits. Because nothing is saying high performance like forcing your machines into a meltdown. At level 4, we get the Advanced Construct Companion to give our innovations a little combat boost, as well as giving them a little bit more independence. Nothing could go wrong with leaving your animatronics in free roam mode, right? The Charming Liar skill feat lets us increase an opponent's attitude when we critically succeed on a lie. I don't know what's in the mystery meat, but I'm sure it's delicious. At level 5, we pick up the Soul Sustenance Ancestry feat, meaning we no longer need to eat or drink. Afton now sustains himself purely off the love of his craft. We also gain Weapon Expertise, boosting our expert proficiency with the tools of our trade, whether that's a hammer, a spring lock suit, or something a little sharper. After all, Afton's always been an expert at handling things. At level 6, we pick up Construct Shell, which offers a bit of extra protection when we are inside our construct. Nothing like a little security while you're tucked inside one of your own creations. What could be safer than that? We also gain Armored Stealth, letting us sneak around even while wearing our armor. Perfect for surprise parties. At level 7, we grab the Scavenger skill feat, which lets us break down creatures with the Tech trait and melt them down to better suit our needs. We also get Lightning Reflexes, boosting our reflex saves to Expert, plus we gain Master Overdrive, bumping our crafting proficiency to Master and giving us yet another Overdrive damage boost. Afton's machines are really hitting their stride now. And finally, our Construct Innovation gets another modification. We're picking up Advanced Weaponry, which gives our animatronics the grapple and trip traits on unarmed attacks. Don't worry, it's just for giving hugs. Very firm, inescapable hugs. At level 8, our Construct gets another software update with Incredible Construct, making them even more formidable. Meaning, we pick up the Fiend Death skill feat, allowing us to use deception to make people think they've finally taken us out, for good. And yet, just like clockwork, we always show up for the next game. Every single time. Come to think of it, why are people always trying to kill us? I'm starting to suspect Afton might not be such a good guy after all. At level 9, we pick up the Deathly Constitution Ancestry feat, giving us a +1 circumstance bonus against disease and poison. Seems like Afton's body just refuses to quit, no matter how many toxins he's exposed to. We also gain Innovative Expertise, boosting our class DC to Expert, making it just that much easier to catch people in a well-timed explosion. And of course, we get the Offensive Boost feature, which lets us slap some spikes onto our construct, adding an extra d6 of piercing damage. It's getting pretty hard to defend the guy who keeps putting spikes on the animatronics that are supposed to entertain children. At level 10, we pick up the Lock On class feat, which lets us take an extra action to compare a face to our animatronics built-in criminal database. If there's a match, the construct gets a +2 circumstance bonus to attack the target. Oh, that's why the animatronics are so huge and covered in spikes. Afton just wanted to double them as security. Phew. For a minute there, I was starting to think something nefarious was going on. We also grab the Fascinating Performance skill feat, which lets us captivate anyone watching us perform. Afton can draw all the attention to himself, distracting from any unfortunate background noise. You know, like the occasional sound of a child screams, "Susie just fell and skinned her knee, nothing to worry about. No need to let that ruin everyone else's fun." At level 11, we gain Medium Armor Expertise, giving us Master Proficiency in Arcana. We also get Resolve, which enhances our will saves to Master and allows us to count regular successes as critical successes. And finally, we pick up the Express Driver feat, which is perfect for trying to win a round of 5 laps at Freddy's. Because what better way to escape from angry parents and vengeful spirits than by speeding away in style? At level 12, we're going to pick up the Investigator Dedication to showcase Afton's amazing deductive reasoning skills. After all, it takes a sharp mind to piece together the puzzle of his chaotic life and all those missing children. We also grab the Armor Assist skill feat because we have so much experience putting things into suits. At level 13, we pick up the Stubborn Ancestry feat, allowing us to reroll a failed saving throw once per day. Afton's one-track mind is finally coming in handy for once, because when you're as determined as he is, there's no such thing as defeat. We also gain the Alertness feature, boosting our perception to Expert, making it that much easier to sense when something's amiss, like an animatronic getting a little too close for comfort. Plus, we get Complete Reconfiguration, allowing us to retrain even faster. And let's not forget Weapon Mastery, which boosts our weapon proficiency to Master. After all, Afton always believes in being prepared. For anything. At level 14, we receive our final combat upgrade for our automatons with the Paragon Companion class feat, making our creations even more formidable in battle. Afton's beloved inventions are now practically unstoppable. What could go wrong with that? We also gain the Swift Sneak feat, allowing us to move at full speed even while we're trying to be stealthy. At level 15, we gain Greater Weapon Specialization, giving us yet another boost to our damage output. Afton knows that when it comes to dealing with threats, it's all about maximizing your bang for your buck. Next, we unlock Legendary Overdrive, maxing out our overdrive damage and elevating our crafting proficiency to Legendary. By this point in the game, we've had enough people trying to kill us that we definitely qualify for the Numb to Death general feat. This means the first time each day that we recover hit points from being unconscious, we gain additional hit points equal to our level. Because let's face it, Afton's been through more than a few scrapes. Finally, we get to choose our last construct modification. We're going to go with Durable Construction, which gives our innovation extra hit points equal to our level. After all, if we're going to survive a world filled with hostile animatronics and angry mobs, you might as well be a little tougher. At level 16, we're going to take Skill Mastery, granting us an extra skill feat at this level. We pick up Foil Sense, which lets us hide from security cameras by using the secret back room that no one knows about. And then they're Scared to Death, allowing us to jump scare a child so hard that they die. Wait a second. Secret back rooms? Killing children? It's starting to become painfully clear. Afton is definitely the bad guy. Oh, the humanity. Next thing you're going to tell me is the bite of 87 wasn't the time that a kid ate an entire pizza in one bite. At level 17, we gain the Undying Ancestry feat, allowing us to regain consciousness once per day whenever we would otherwise roll a recovery check. In case you haven't picked up on it by now, not dying is kinda Afton's MO. The man just refuses to stay down. To further bolster that resilience, we get the Juggernaut feature, boosting our Fortitude save to Master and counting all successful Fortitude saves as critical successes. Lastly, Inventive Mastery increases our class DC to Master. Afton's brilliant mind is sharper than ever, making it much more difficult for anyone to outsmart him. At level 18, we're taking Skill Mastery again. This time we grab Craft Anything, which lets us craft, well, anything. We also pick up Distracting Performance, allowing us to roll a performance check to aid a foe trying to create a diversion. Nothing says team player quite like helping someone else make a scene while you work your dastardly plans in the background. At level 19, we gain the Too Angry to Die class feat, which means whenever we use one of our many ways of not dying, we can demoralize a foe as a reaction. Because what's scarier than a guy who just won't quit? A guy who keeps coming back for more while making you question your life choices? Additionally, Medium Armor Mastery increases our Society check to Expert. Finally, at level 20, we can use the Investigator's Stratagem to devise a master plan to outsmart anyone who would try to foil us. Shouldn't be too hard. The one plan they keep coming up with is lighting us on fire, and spoiler alert, it doesn't work. And finally, we pick up Slippery Secret Skill Feat, because even when the Theros community thinks they have a timeline down, do they know what's the deal with the Mimic? Alright, let's talk pros and cons. First and foremost, while we may constantly flirt with death, we never cross that line with feats like Numb to Death, Undying, and Die Hard. If a foe wants to put us down for good, they better clear out some time in their schedule. Next, we are crafty with feats like Craft Anything, Reverse Engineer, and Peerless Inventor. If we don't have the right tool for the job, you can bet we will soon. And finally, we have the skills to be the face of the party with heavy investment in deception, intimidation, and performance. We are nothing if not persuasive. However, for cons, we have pretty bad dexterity, and that means dodging attacks and getting out of burning buildings may be a problem. Next, while we may have killer robots ready to fight anything we don't like, if foes get past killer robots, they may find our own combat skills, well, somewhere between lacking and non-existent. And finally, while Overdrive and Explode may be highly powerful actions, they always run the risk of backfiring in our face and dealing damage to us. While that risk isn't very high, if we keep playing Risk, it's bound to happen eventually. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe below.